We have been through a torrid time in recent days. The future of our nearly 4-year build is hanging by a thread.
We've had a lot of low points during our almost 4-year build. Probably more low points than high points, which is unfortunate. And with the latest events, I can only put it down to the base that we started with. You've got a base that's not 100%, you're only going to have cuck when you go up. But we always thought our engine was okay.
There she is. There she is. Leading traffic.
This is a good time to remind you of what we have done to our engine since we purchased this vehicle in late September 2020. Once we had access to the engine, the guys at East Coast Scratch and Dent informed me this was an ADE 352 engine and was a very good motor. In November 2020, the engine was removed and put into storage. Fast forward to December 2021, where East Coast Scratch and Dent's engine specialist, Piet Badenhorst, stripped the engine. He discovered worn bearings and a few other issues around the quality of bolts used in the engine. However, the camshaft, engine block and cylinder head were all in good nick. I was advised that we should convert the engine to a turbo, so the engine block went to BG Engineering to be worked on. This included a rebore to accommodate new turbo pistons. In May 2022, we fired the engine up for the first time and everything seemed to be working well. Okay, history lesson over, let's jump to the present.
Here we are at Clively Engineering, and the guys are busy now just disconnecting all the electrics, and they are going to cool the engine. Now already, as soon as the head was taken off, stuff has been discovered.
Let's begin with the cylinder head.
So we found a cracks here, if you can see here on, that has been stitch weld. So normally we do not stitch weld these cylinders. Once they have a crack, it's just better to replace the cylinder head.
Okay.
And there's another crack that ran further on the cylinder head.
Okay.
That your water will most probably bypass from there, lying on top of your piston, creating any more damage. So
Does one know when these cracks would have happened? Could it have been recent or a long time ago?
it can be a long time.
Is it?
It's not easy to determine when.
So this cylinder head, I can't use
You
this.
can't use the cylinder head.
The bad news carried over to the engine block.
Randy, what are we looking at here, and what is the problem that you found with the block when you removed the cylinder head?
So we found that it overheated.
Okay.
Not sure what the cause, but we'll have to try and find out what caused the overheating before we fix the whole setup.
Okay.
Now we'll have to pull the engine out and get a new sleeves fitted in,
Okay.
new pistons.
So what, those sleeves, you can't just like
Only
skim them or something?
No. We suspect it's the wrong sleeves.
Okay.
According to the listing that we have, it's the wrong sleeves in there.
So the sleeves that were installed in the piston chamber were the wrong sleeves. Randy also noticed a few things that were trouble waiting to happen.
What is also happening now is, as the guys are pulling off the engine, because they know about these things, they're seeing little things that down the line would have given us big headaches, probably as big as what we got now. One of them is that flange at the top where the exhaust attaches to the turbo. It's far too thin, and that was made at East Coast Scratch and Dent. The guy said it's like that will crack. The temperature on that is extreme, and there's no ways that little flange would ever be able to deal with the load that it's put under for an extended period of time. So I'm thankful that has been seen and that will be sorted out.
Marai's engine had a serious overheating episode, and we do not know when this occurred. We were in trouble.
Mariki and I have got some serious decisions to make. Do we go to all the expense of getting a new head and this and and sleeves and that. I don't know what that's going to cost. Or do we replace the entire engine? I've got to stress, funds they're not there. That is our biggest challenge now, is actually funds. If we had the money, it would be like, well, hell, fix it. It's just not that simple. So we need to do some thinking. Hard thinking.
I did some research on possible solutions. Things were not looking good.
I phoned around, and a rebuilt engine, you're looking at 65 to 75k. A new generic engine, you're looking at 165,000k. That is all way. We can't afford it. We can't afford this. So it's hectic no matter what way you look at it. But the guys here at Clive Lee have given a suggestion, because we've already done the whole fuel pump, the water pump's okay, we have redone the block, we're going to do some more work on the block. We can work with what we've got. And I said, as long as this is our last stop, please.
Only once the engine is removed and stripped will we get a quote on what this will all cost us. The tens of thousands of rands already spent on this engine are flushed down the loo. Just as I was considering throwing in the towel, something happened that made me realize that there are some incredible, beautiful people out there who have our backs.
I'm pretty sure that many of you who are following us have been in situations in your life when you are down and out. You are on the floor, you are bloodied, you are being kicked while you're down, and all you are doing is curling into a little ball and trying to protect yourself while this barrage of blows goes on. And all you think in your mind is, I have to survive, I have to survive, I have to survive. And then someone comes along, puts out a hand, and they help you to your feet. They pick you up, they brush you off, and they look you in the eye, and they say, you can do this, and you will finish this. You're okay. The most wonderful thing happened to Mariki and I. And an anonymous donor was that arm, and we've had a substantial donation made to help us through this engine rebuild. And I'm pretty sure whoever made that donation is watching, and I don't think they will ever realize what it means to us. And all we can do is thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You have changed our lives. Thank you.
This donation means we can move forwards. We can resurrect the dream. The mechanics could now knuckle down and strip the engine to the last bolt. The surprises are not over yet. The next one was unbelievable. My attention was drawn to the engine's ID plate.
So that little plate is telling us a story. And the man who can fill us in on the details on that little number on the plate, which is an MJ number, is our mate, Anton.
So you'll see there it says MJ, nah? It says 366N.
Okay.
Okay.
Did he just say 366N?
366, that's your MJ. So your block is it's a 366 and your cylinder head is a 352. And then I measured the bore as well for your block. What Diesel's done, they just rebored it bigger to fit 20 oversized pistons in. It's not wrong, but we don't do it that way. Make it 352.
But hold on,
Okay.
because that is not all.
Your conrod here is a 352. So your block is a 366, your conrods are 352, your cylinder head is 352. So it is a mixed match of parts that's in this whole engine. But
I am so thankful to Mark Dutton from Man Trucks for pointing me to Clive Lee Engineering. I was initially really disappointed that Man Trucks could not rebuild our engine. I now understand why. Clive Lee Engineering and their team of specialists are our last hope. Mariki and I are both emotionally exhausted. In the next few days, we shall know what this will cost us. However, at least now, we have hope. But I need to vent.
It is very difficult to explain and to convey to you guys exactly how I'm feeling right now. The donation made by these anonymous angels has saved the day. There is a sense of relief that I cannot explain to you over that donation. Having said that, the time and money that has been wasted by absolute incompetence has destroyed Mariki's and my finances. And that is not an exaggeration. I'm not blowing this out of proportion. It is really shocking. Shocking. Our engine is a Frankenstein of an engine made up of bits and pieces, and nobody picked it up. So I'm so thankful we are where we are. Whew. With that off my chest, I'm now going to say goodbye, and I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. We won't have an episode next week. I've got some personal business to attend to. But guys, please, I'll have a lot of answers for you by then. A lot of answers. So look after yourselves, your families, your possessions, and avoid the bullshitters, hey? Avoid them. Avoid them like the plague. You keep safe now.